far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood. We are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium.
Today, it's an AFC North matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and we are underway from Pittsburgh.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
They fire this one quickly to Austin. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year back in week 2. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. First carry for Najee Harris.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29.
A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Looking for a slot man, and he's got him.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45. The Steelers at 4-11 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Daxton Hill picks it off.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Throwing on second down. Newton got his man complete over the middle. That's Harris. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On second down, this is Harris, and he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, Newton. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Bengals force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that, to end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
This defense for the Steelers, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for them to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for them to escape the pocket and run.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Now a pass hauled in downfield, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Here we go.
Now Burrow on 1st down. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Burrow will throw.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. And McPherson on for the extra point.
And it's good to make it 14-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. He's got room at the 30.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Mixon with a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league. But this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee, as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Von Bell.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. And that worked really well last week, because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds. So they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds, because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Quick slant caught by Chase. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Joe Mixon with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Newton. And now here is another interception. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Here we go. 2nd and 2. Burrow looking to pass. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. The catch and run good for 18 and a 1st down. Now Burrow. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now it's Burrow. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Myles Jack. He's at the 50. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. A final shot before the break. Newton. He's going to throw one up from the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the 2nd half of Week 17 is underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Here we go. The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
He completes it to Boyd, and he goes out right around the 39. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He's going to look deep down the field. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And the final number on that throw, boy, it traveled an even 69 yards. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Cam's throw brought in by Austin. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 16 yards right off the bat for a first down. To throw is Newton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it.
And my goodness, another interception. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Here we go. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Mixon. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He finds his man, complete. It's Boyd. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be second down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And he's got some speed, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Newton. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Harris has it over the middle. Oh, nice move. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. And now here is another interception. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. On the draw, it's Harris.
And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down as good running gets them to about the 44.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They fake the give. Newton. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton, he's going to let it fly. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. A shotgun snap for Newton. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Bengals are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 68 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but